Hello viewers, welcome to Face, your favorite talk show on BINUSTV. My name is Alessandro and I will be your host for today's episode for 1 hour. Before I let you know who our guests are, I want to tell you that our topic today is about billiards. Let me ask you one question. What comes to your mind when you first hear the word billiards? I believe most of you, or maybe every single one of you, thinks about gambling in which someone risks his money. Let's say he risks 1,000 rupees, 100,000 rupees. So if he wins the game, he will get 100,000 rupees. But if he loses the game, he will have to pay as much as 100,000 rupees. But maybe that's not the reason why billiard is created for. I believe that there is another reason behind the game of billiards. And in this episode, we will be talking about tips and why billiard is enjoyable. And here we've got two guests with whom I will be talking about billiards. Here they are, Eko and Swandi. Hey, hello, how are you, man?
Hi.
Eko, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm fine, just kind of nervous.
And this is the first time you come to BINUSTV, right?
Yeah.
And what do you feel?
I'm a bit of nervous and I still feel like my hand is shaking right now.
What about you, Swandi? How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing great today.
And this is also the first time you come to BINUSTV?
Yeah, it's my first time in this talk show and I was so happy that you've invited me today. Thank you, Alessandro.
And what do you feel for coming to BINUSTV for the first time?
I feel I'm gaining a new experience today.
Okay. And maybe I think it's better for you, both of you, to introduce yourself. Maybe it's your turn first, Eko.
Okay, hi viewers, my name is Eko and I'm not currently a student at BINUS University. My majors are IT and mathematics, and I think that's all.
Swandi?
My name is Swandi. I studied in BINUS University, and I am still in the second semester right now, and that's all.
And what's your current activity, by the way, Swandi?
I am still searching and looking for a job. I'm still looking for a job while studying in the university.
What job actually? Can you specify?
Any job that could make money.
What about you, Eko?
Besides my campus life activities, I am also involved in some organization activities for my majors, named Himat. I'm usually making some events inside the organizations for our majors.
And then Eko, is it true that billiards is actually one of your favorite hobbies?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you think so?
Because for me, this sports or games is very fun and enjoyable. I could spend most of my time in there without feeling tired.
What about you, Swandi?
Billiard is one of my hobbies, of course, because I like billiards. I was actually, how to say it, maybe billiard is one of my greatest hobbies, yeah, that's all.
And then the reasons why?
I was introduced by billiard with a friend who's older than me, and that makes me happy. They're all working, they all have experience, and I learn a lot from them. And we play every day, so I think that's one of the reasons why I started billiards as one of my hobbies.
So I can say that three of us have something in common, which is playing billiards. And then I believe that maybe everyone doesn't only have one hobby. So I believe that you also have another hobby besides playing billiard. Is it true?
Yeah, of course.
What is it?
As for myself, I love some lazy one, like watching movies, listening to songs, and staying around your room for the whole day.
What about you, Swandi?
I love sports, Alessandro. Like physical sports such as basketball, futsal, badminton, table tennis. Yeah, I've learned to play tennis and golf too. And sports are my hobbies.
Then back to billiards again. How long have you been playing billiards, Swandi?
I've been playing billiards since high school, Alessandro.
So how long?
It's probably more than 3 years.
Okay. What about you, Eko?
If I would say, I was first start at secondary schools, and until now maybe it's about 7 years, I think.
And then we know that maybe people who play football or maybe people who play guitar are so many. And then if you try to look at how many people play billiards, I mean, there are only a few, right? Why do you think so, Swandi?
Because most of them think that billiard is a game to gamble and spend money. While when we look at the other side, we can see that billiards will not spend our money as much as other sports such as golf, tennis, which requires us to buy the racket and the stick. While billiards, we can use the home stick.
What about you, Echo?
As for myself, I think that actually that billiard is kind of expensive sports which needs the tables, the requirement, and the sticks and stuffs are very quite expensive. So it's not very easy for people who are not very wealthy to play with it. And of course, this is also kind of very difficult sports. So it needs to train for a long time for you to play it very well.
And now I'm going to ask one question, but you have to answer it honestly. How good are you at playing billiards from 1 to 10?
5.
5. Why?
Because I'm still an average. I've never won a tournament, but I am joining it, and I can win with some of my opponents.
So you have never won any. So you have never get any achievement in billiards.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Echo? From 1 to 10. Be honest. Don't worry.
About 4 to 5, I think.
And why?
Because that I can see that there are still a lot of people who are still better than me.
But do you think you play billiards regularly or not?
In the past, yes, but since when I'm in Jakarta right now,
So
it's
you're
quite seldom.
So you mostly spend your time playing billiards with me, I guess, right?
Yeah, of course.
What about you, Suwandi? Do you play billiards regularly or not?
It's rare for me to play these days because of the busyness in university, the jobs, the tasks that the professors give us. So for me, I guess I play billiard once a week, at least, as for the least, once a week.
But I believe that when there is something that makes us interested in playing billiards, like maybe as for myself, like when I was in junior high school, I used to watch great play billiards, and that's the reason why I'm really interested in playing billiards. What about you, Eko? What makes you interested in playing billiards?
I first started playing billiards when I was secondary, right? It is because that my friends, his family started this business, and I love to play at his place. So it makes me fond of this game.
What about you, Swandi?
For me, playing billiards is about pleasure, where you finish all the ball by yourself. If you can finish all the ball by yourself in a turn, you will get a self-satisfaction, and that's what I am into. I want to finish the balls in one turn every time I play.
Okay, viewers, we will talk more about billiards after this one, so stay tuned. Hello viewers, welcome back on Face to Face, your favorite talk show on BINUSTV. For those of you who are just tuning in, we are currently talking about billiards. Billiards is actually a game which could be seen from quite many points of view. It could be gambling, a fun game, sports, or maybe a game which requires high concentration. And now, Swandi, according to you, how do you define, or maybe what billiards is to you?
For me,
Yeah.
billiards is the safest sport.
Why is it so?
Because, do you know what? Billiard can't make us injured during the game. Like when we are hitting the cue ball, there's only one possible injury during the game, our shoulder. Because when we break the ball, it's too hard or any other kinds of stuff. But billiard is safe. So I used to get injury during my last sport, basketball. So I moved on to billiard because my left shoulder was squeezed and I can't play basketball for about 3 months. So I start learning billiards and it's fun. So I moved from basketball to billiard, and billiard is part of my daily routine right now.
What about you, Eko? How do you define billiards?
As for myself, I define the billiard as a game, just like those computer games that we could see in the market, because it's quite addictive when you can get hold of it. You can play it very well. You will not find the time very short when you're playing with it. You would want to play it again and again.
Maybe some of the viewers are now interested in playing billiards. Maybe they begin to like it. So, Swandi, do you have any suggestions or maybe tips to those of they who just want to play billiards?
For those who wants to play billiards, I could suggest you to stroke slowly and accurately by hitting the ball slowly and watch where the cue ball will move, because billiard is all about setting the cue ball, the white ball. If you can't set the white ball to hit the next ball, it will be harder for you to finish the ball in a turn. So my suggestion is hit the ball slowly and watch where the cue ball will move. That's all.
What about you, Eko? I believe that you have another or maybe different suggestions.
Yeah, maybe. For me, I think that for those starters, maybe you could start to learn from those better players, like how they play, how they put their hand on the table, how they hold their stroke, how they stroke the ball. And maybe you can watch streaming for online for some basics, like where to put the ball and hit the ball and stuff like that.
And maybe there is something that really makes me sad about playing billiards. Most people associate playing billiards with gambling. What do you say about this one, Swandi?
Actually, I've been into the world of gambling a few months ago, but it's done for me. There's no more gambling in my billiards life, because I won actually, but it does not satisfy me. I want to bet more and more, and it's a negative things to bet, because I believe I'm a Buddhist and I believe in karma, so I don't want my future to be ruined by what I've done now actually. So yeah, that's all.
So I can say that you used to gamble, but you don't do it anymore.
That's
so
correct.
Good for you. What about you, Eko? How do you? People say that billiards is really related to gambling. What do you say? Or maybe do you agree or you disagree?
Actually, I don't agree with it. I disagree, because nowadays everything can be mixed as gambling stuff.
Yeah, I really agree with that one.
It's not about the games, it's about the people who's playing with it. So I would diverse from what you say just now.
So they can even gamble when they play football, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on the people. It's not
Yeah,
depends on the
depends on
game.
the people.
That's what I mean. So now, I believe that maybe Swandi have something to say, like the tips or maybe suggestions how someone should not get involved in gambling. You get what I mean?
I get what you mean, Alessandro, but I'm still thinking, how can a beginner?
Because like what I say, when people wants to play, when someone wants to play billiards, it's a really great temptation to play gambling, right?
Yeah, you're correct.
I'm good. Why not try gambling? So maybe you have something to say.
Actually, if you want to avoid gambling, it depends on you inside your character. Maybe don't show off your skills so that people don't ask you, like, hey, come on, bet with me. Yeah, just play billiards and don't gamble.
What about you, Eko?
I don't know how to say this, but I used to get into the gambling in the past too. I would say that maybe for some starters, for not to get involved in this, try to think the billiards from different fields. You think it as a sports and you think it as a hobby. Maybe you won't involve much in the gambling. You will making fun and enjoying the game. That's what I thought.
And maybe some people also say that billiards isn't so fun, because when you want to be great at playing billiards, you have to put so much concentration, and it really makes me tired. Some people say that. Do you agree with that one, Eko?
I don't agree because that you get kinds of achievements feels when you can hit the ball right and make it to the pocket. It's a feel that makes you very happy that you can play very well. You can show the friend that you show other people how you play, how well you can play. It's actually very fun.
So it's like it's worth the concentration, I guess.
Of course.
What about this one, D? Is it fun or not?
It's fun actually, but I strongly agree that concentrating makes us tired. And for me, playing billiards, I need a lot of focus and concentration. And it makes fun. It makes playing billiard fun because for me it's my mental. When I am against a strong opponent or a great skilled opponent, it's my mental who works. Like I can finish the ball in a turn, but facing this opponent, it doesn't mean I can finish all the balls because our heartbeats will get faster and we will get nervous against him. Like in the brain, our brain starts to think, if I don't get this ball into the pocket, I'll lose, and it becomes a suggestion, and yeah, your ball will not hit the pocket. So it depends, fun and not fun.
And maybe now, Eko, what do you think, or maybe when someone wants to play billiard and wants to make it as a fun game, what does he or she has to do?
And of course, he needs a friend who is in the same standard with him, who can play with him quite fairly, so that they can both improve in the same space. They can play it in very fun because they are in the same standard. They are not too far in their standards and skills. If they are quite too far of it, one of them will feel boring about it.
What about you, Swandi? What do we have to do to make playing billiards fun?
What do we need to do to make playing, to create a fun in billiards?
Yeah.
To create fun in billiards, for me, I play with a high-skilled opponent where I will challenge myself. I need to win with this guy or else I'm nothing. So like you're a good player, Alessandro. So it makes me fun to play with you. Yeah, even though I won't sometimes.
And is it actually fun to play billiards on your own, Swandi?
It's fun.
Why?
To train. To get more skilled. I used to play billiard myself. There's a day where I play billiard from 11 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. at night because I trained with my friend for 3 hours. I trained myself for like about 2 hours. I get some rest, eat, and I play again.
What about you, Eko?
I prefer to play with friends because it's more fun for me. I like to play with people whose skill is better than me so that I can learn from him. But sometimes when I play alone, I cannot last for very long when I play alone because it's quite boring.
So you don't really enjoy playing alone, do you?
I enjoy, but not for a long time.
So what about you, Swandi? Which one do you think is more enjoyable? Playing on your own or playing with your friends?
It depends with friends. If my friend can't play or the skill is like beginner or newbie, it makes no fun playing with him because my game or my play will be ruined by him. Like I set the ball, he hit the ball very hard, breaking all my sets, and it makes me tired to set the ball again. Unlike playing with the pros, we can snook each other, we can finish the ball, we can laugh out loud while he missed the shot. That's it.
What about Eko? What is the best thing playing with your friends?
Because it's fun. Because while playing with friends that with the same standard of skills, we can both improve. And then when he missed the ball, like Swandi said, it's quite funny. And as one of us is missed the ball when the ball is quite easy, it's like the feel is different when playing alone.
Sometimes when we see someone greater in playing billiards, it motivates us. Let's say one of my favorite players is Evan Reyes because he plays really good. Nobody denies that he is such a great player in the world. Do you have any favorite player, by the way, Eko?
Yeah, but it's not some kinds of professional players. It's my friend.
Oh, he's my friend. He's your friend.
Because we stuck both together, but his skills too far from me, and he's very good now. He even won championships once in the province before, so I quite respect him for his skills.
What do you like the most in his skill?
He's very calm and he played very well. The pocket is good, and although the skills is not even compared to the pros.
Such an interesting conversation we are having. We will continue more, and don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hello viewers, back on Face to Face, the only English spoken program on BINUSTV. Right now I'm about to show you a video which I hope will give you tips, will open your mind about how do you start billiard. And here is the video.
English, or side spin, is a term used to represent the horizontal spinning motion of the cue ball, whereas follow and draw have the ability to alter the path of the cue ball as it makes contact with an object ball. English changes the angle of the cue ball as it rebounds from a cushion. Striking the cue ball off-center causes it to spin in a horizontal motion. The quantity of spin is dependent on several factors, the primary one being how far from the center the cue ball is struck. Striking the cue ball towards its outer edge will generate the most spin. Often you'll hear people refer to English as inside and outside English. Here we can see two opposite cut shots. Inside English refers to striking the cue ball on the same side as the direction of the cut shot, while outside English refers to striking the opposite side of the cue ball. Notice how each type of English is specific to the direction of the cut shot. Here we have an example where the 7 ball is sitting along the short rail. The natural roll after contact with the object ball will drive the cue ball into the 8 ball. Since the result of the situation is difficult to predict and could present a negative outcome, English can be used to avoid this situation altogether. Although there are several options here, the easiest way to get shape on the next shot is to use outside English. In this case, outside English is right English. This will allow you to pull the cue ball back towards yourself while avoiding running into the 8 ball. The problematic situation is avoided, and you'll be able to proceed to the next shot without difficulty. Let's repeat this example, but this time the path of the 8 ball to the right corner pocket will be blocked by the 9 ball. Although you could attempt to use outside English again and settle for a combination shot on the 9 ball, a much better option would be to use inside English this time. By striking the cue ball on its left side, the cue ball will roll out past the 8 ball. This allows the 8 ball to be pocketed in the near corner, in the process avoiding any complications that would have been presented by the combination shot. The 8 ball and 9 ball are now easy targets. As we just discovered, English is an extremely useful tool. Of course, things are never as simple as they first appear. When applying English, the outer edge of the cue ball must be struck. Since the ball is round, contact on the ball's outer edge offers very little friction. The cue stick pushes through the cue ball, simultaneously pushing the cue ball to the side. The result is an undesirable effect known as cue ball deflection. The more English used, the more deflection occurs. Unfortunately, this cannot be prevented. To counter this, an adjustment in aim must be made. How much compensation you make depends on many things, including the type and speed of your stroke, the quantity of follow-through, the elevation of the cue stick prior to contact with the cue ball, the distance to the object ball, as well as the type of cue stick you play with. If this sounds complicated, it's likely because it actually is. Cue ball deflection is one of the most difficult aspects of pocket billiards and can take years to master. You've likely seen many advanced players miss a shot that didn't seem difficult. This is likely due to improperly compensating for the deflection. English is definitely worth taking the time to master. Be cautious and use it sparingly, slowly adding more spin to your shots as you become comfortable with the level of deflection.
I love that video. Personally, I really enjoy the video because it helps me, even if I've been playing billiards for like quite a long time, but it still helps me. It helps me like some information, so I have to be careful when I stroke the ball. What about you, Swandi? Do you have any comments or maybe why the video is quite interesting?
The video is quite interesting because I saw that the players who've make that video was a pro. He's a very professional player who's English. Yeah, actually the language is different between Indonesia and local and international, where international people used to say English, outside English, inside English, while Indonesian or locals used to say effect, like left effect, left bottom effect. So I'm not used to it.
Do you know the player on the video?
No.
It's Mikael Monen.
It's Mikael Monen?
Yeah.
Wow. Mikael Monen is a very good player. Do you know what, Alessandro?
Why?
Mikael Monen came to a local billiard bar.
When?
Probably more than a year ago, but the picture was taken and it was put in the gallery.
Did you meet him?
No, I did not have the opportunity to meet him.
But you wished?
I wish to meet him, but before meeting Mikael Monen, I want to meet Efren Bata Reyes.
So Bata Reyes also came to Indonesia?
Yeah, Green Garden.
Together with Mikael Monen?
No, different, but Efren Bata Reyes have come to Green Garden, and then there was Lampung. I got a manager at billiard place, at the billiard place where I used to play. He was a manager there. And he is from Lampung. He's from Lampung, and so he said to me, "Swandi, do you know what I have?" "What do you have?" "I have a handkerchief, a glove, which was signed by Efren Reyes." And I asked him, "Let me have that glove." He don't allow me to have that glove. He's one of my best friend. Yeah, but the billiard place was closed now, so he moved again to Lampung.
Let's say if you have a chance to either meet Efren Bata Reyes or Mikael Monen, who will you choose?
Efren Bata Reyes.
Why?
Because he's my inspirator. He's the motivator who motivates me in the classroom in high school, where my classmates are studying and I'm opening my netbook, looking at him playing billiards. Yeah, he's my motivator.
Anyway, back on to the video. What do you say, Eko?
The video is good, but it's quite of advanced skills that we could see in here. I would recommend those starters that start from learn to put your hand on the table and how to hold the stroke first before learn this kind of effects that shows on the video.
And here I have quite a few interesting facts about billiards, and one of them has been said by Swandi in the early of the show, which is billiards is one of the safest games in the world. It says, do you have something to say, Eko?
The game is quite safe, but I wouldn't say the safest, because every game that has its risk. As
And
for myself, I once first hit my body parts around the underbody, because that I stepped up too fast while I was trying to hit the ball, and I quite injured my underparts.
And what do you think that makes playing billiards safe?
It doesn't need a lot of the movement of the body, and we just need to put the body in the stance that could hit the ball right. So that isn't really that any movement that could make us in the risk.
And I believe that Swandi have some other reasons why it is safe.
Actually, I've said everything at the beginning of the show about why I'm interested in billiard, but if you asked again, I will recall it again. So for me, billiard is one of the safest sport because it requires less energy, less physical movement, and I don't know how to describe this, so just play billiard by yourself and you'll realize why billiard is one of the safest sport.
And here's some other information. Billiards was the first sport to have a world championship. No one knows exactly who, when, and where the first billiard table was built. And after this one, we will talk more, and I'll show you one more video which you will love to see. Stay tuned. Hello viewers, back on Face to Face. As I promised, I'm going to show you a video which is a bit more advanced than before. Here is the video.
The previous lessons about safeties were very basic. They were based on one simple rule. If a shot is low percentage, then play safe. If you're lucky, your well-placed safety will be rewarded and you'll return to the table with ball in hand. At an advanced level, safety play is a little more complicated. Sure, that old theory still proves true. However, a well-thought-out safety should strive to accomplish several things at once. Take this situation from a game of 8-ball as an example. The last two solids on the table are in poor position. The 5-ball is buried with no open pockets, and to make matters worse, it's blocking access to the 3-ball. Since there is no high percentage offensive option, we'll choose to play safe. Based on our position, many players would carom the cue ball off the 3-ball and try to hide it behind the 5. Although this would leave us safe, it does not improve the position of our balls. If we rethink the situation carefully, a better option exists that can accomplish 3 things in the same shot. Number 1. We need to improve our situation as the 5-ball is making things difficult. The first goal is to knock this ball out of the way, opening up the 3-ball for later. The second goal is to maintain an offensive edge even while playing defensive. How is this possible? Since the 5-ball needs to be repositioned, why not kick it towards a pocket? If we're lucky, the 5-ball will drop into the side pocket, allowing an easy run out. The last goal is to play safe. Kicking the 5-ball into the side pocket is a low percentage shot. In case the shot misses, it's best to keep the cue ball safe. The back of the 8-ball offers an ideal hiding spot. Here's a similar example. Our opponent has played safe, leaving the 3 ball by the corner pocket. Most players would just kick at this and hope for the best, but the situation has far more potential. Once again, it's much better to try to accomplish several things in the same shot. Contacting the object ball is the first and foremost important task. From this position, it's best to go 2 rails into the backside of this ball, as it will allow us to do several things. The full hit can be used to kill the speed of the cue ball, leaving it safe behind the 6 ball. This also sends the object ball up table, creating distance. Next, the shot can be converted into an offensive safety by attempting to kick the object ball towards the side pocket. This is an extremely low percentage shot, but considering that the cue ball has been left safe, it's a free chance at getting lucky. If the ball drops, the 4 ball is an easy mark, and we have a chance to run out the rack. These 2- and 3-way shots won't always work out as well as intended, but that's actually half the point. Not everything goes as planned, but by trying to achieve several different things at once, you're bound to at least get 1 or 2 right.
I'm personally interested in watching the video. It's such a great video and it really helps me improve my safety skill. What do you say, Swandi, on the videos? Your comments on the video?
It was way too advanced for me, Alessandro.
Are you humble?
No, you look at Mika Imonem when he hit the ball, when he saved and when he put the last safety with a lot of explanation. It's way too advanced for us. Not for us actually, but for me. So this video was motivate me now to learn more on billiard and to pursue my goals in beating the professional players. Like maybe I'm going to start with the local handicap 4 or 5. Handicap is a level of players in billiard. The lowest level is 4, and I'm in the lowest level, while the highest level is professional players like World Guinness players. So it's my goals to beat the local handicap 5 and 6 first. This video has triggered the beast inside me.
What do you say, Eko? Your comments?
The video is very good, and the player is very good as well. It makes me want to play right now, right away. I really want to play right now because the skills is good. You just think that when you can play like that, what kinds of feel of achievement you will achieve, right?
And then, how do you define playing safety?
Safety is a art, I think, because it's much harder than you pocket the ball inside the hole. It's not, there's many variation in it. You can save the ball for people not to hit the ball, and you can save the ball for people not to pocket the ball into the hole. There's a variation in it, and it's an art for me, I think.
What about you, Swandi? How do you define playing safety?
For me, playing safety is actually when I'm not confident in finishing my balls, like there's a distraction or there's a trouble when I want to hit for the next ball. So I put the ball that I want to hit right now to safety. And safety is making the next opponent having a discomfort on hitting the ball. So I hit the ball, put it far away, hard to hit, to make the opponent get a discomfort.
Okay, thank you. And then once again, I want to say that maybe billiards isn't as bad as you think, like gambling. Maybe there is another reason why billiard is created. When you blame billiards because of gambling, it's like you find someone, let's say Buddhist, he does something bad, and you blame the religion. Does it make sense? I don't think so. So when somebody does something bad, it's not the religion that you have to blame. It's the person. The same goes to playing billiards. When somebody gambles, how can you blame the sports? You should blame the person, not the game. And thank you, Swandi, Eko, for coming to BINUSTV. It's such An honor to have both of you here. And then we have reached the end of our show. Thank you, BINUSTV. Thank you, Journalism Club. Thank you, Caring Club, for makeup, and see you next time. Thank you.